I'm glad that vinyl is still thriving.
Definitely.
Personally.
I mean, you have something analog
Yeah.
in your hands. You can see it, like for example, the artwork. What you said, you know,
yeah.
you can see on Spotify.
It's good for Baroness
that?
too. I mean, the artwork is part of the band.
Definitely.
Yeah, it's an experience to like listen to music on a vinyl compared. Like you remember what you listened to. I have no idea what I listened to on Spotify last month.
So
you know,
you open just a playlist and go for it. Or
no, I
specific bands or records you listen to, and
yeah, like you get into something, somebody shows you something, you listen to it for a week, and then it's like, where was that? You can't just like go back and be like, oh yeah, this is in this part of like my listen to recently pile that's like stacked in my living room. You know, it's just like it's just gone unless you, I don't know, create that playlist or whatever.
Yeah. So yeah, guys, we are back here with Baroness to talk about their records. Yeah, I want to talk a little bit about Discogs. This is something new. What I'm doing here, and it's like rate the value of your records. And
talking to the wrong guys. I never go on Discogs. I'm like, that's not me. I have no idea what they're worth.
No,
I have zero idea.
What would you guess when it comes to gold and gray, the highest offer on the market when it comes to the test press? It's limited to 20 copies. Do we have around
30 shillings?
No, higher. In euros.
500 Deutsch marks.
50 Swiss marks.
Around...
I know, it's not a thing.
It's around 160. It's a period of
160 what, yeah?
euros. This is around also the same dollars, like 100.
Nice.
Woo! So,
I mean, that was me, but yeah.
So yeah, but do you know maybe the price on which value it was sold?
I have no idea. Ich habe keine Ahnung.
Ich habe keine Idee.
1 euro, 10, 100, a million?
Mehr als eins.
204 euros, the test press, from the current record.
I hope you're really enjoying that record. Thank you.
Thank you for exploiting Baroness. We're poor as shit sitting here drinking Estrella Damm. And you guys are like paying $240 for a test pressing. I'm just like a homeless person.
I don't even have a test pressing.
I know.
Seriously?
No, we don't get shit.
No, okay. All right. Maybe the other way around. Do you know the lowest offer and
oh, what is this? You're trying to make us feel bad, man?
No.
Can we go negative?
Yeah, sure. If you want. It's your band.
Was it at the merch table tonight?
No.
Okay.
Wait, what was the question again?
Which media type and the lowest offer for it?
Which media type?
Yeah, like tape, vinyl,
well, it's going to be CD. Is going to have the lowest offer.
It's not CD.
It's cassette?
Tape. It's tape, right?
I mean, cassette has much more collector value than CD. That's stupid.
It's crazy.
What's wrong with you?
2 euro.
A CD, you can just burn a CD. Like, who cares about the CD?
You said 2 euros?
Mm.
8 euro and 54 cents.
Yeah, dude.
Nice.
So there's a specific value. It's crazy.
For the cassette.
Yeah, for a tape.
But cassettes, that's not about playing it. Most people don't have a tape deck anymore. It's about just having
it. It's the only way to listen to music.
Tape does sound better than vinyl.
Definitely.
By far.
It does, I'm serious.
Sure.
At first, before it wears out, it does.
Sure.
It's the best.
And yeah, let's come back to the general vinyl topic. Like I mentioned before, it's crazy how people, paying money for that. And for instance, when your new record came out, there was a big crash on your website. I don't know if you know, because the people went crazy, ordering all kind of colors and selling it on Discogs for such high prices. What is your opinion about that?
I think I remember that, but honestly, we've been on tour since March, so we've completely lost our minds.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know where we are, or what's going on right now.
So
I know, honestly, like the fact that we released Gold and Gray this year is like, oh yeah, we did.
Well, here's the thing.
That was this year.
We really haven't had a chance to really understand what the reaction is. We've just been on tour.
Yeah.
You know? And a lot of it has not been headlining Baroness Major City Tour. Like we did a tour with Deaf Heaven, which was incredibly fun. We had such a great time. Those guys are great.
Looking good, Carrie.
Love you guys. Love you, Dan. But that was before the album came out. And then when the album came out, we had already done all the big cities in America with Death Heaven, so we did small cities. So that's hard to tell what's going on.
Yeah.
It's not a good indication. And then now we're on a Volbeat tour, which is totally not a Baroness crowd.
Yeah.
So we have no idea what a Baroness crowd is now.
Crazy, man. But
It's
I
crazy.
I can understand if you're touring, you don't have time, to get in the marketing campaign and looking up, for instance. I want to come back if you see that there's a special market and value, and today it's very hard to live from record sales. Is that something to you that you see somehow that you are proud that people really like for test press paying €200?
Well, that doesn't go to us. But I'm a little bit older than Nick and the rest of them, and my previous band was around before Napster.
Yeah.
So we actually made a living selling vinyls and CD. Like, it was as much as we made from touring.
Yeah.
And that was and we were an independent band on an independent label.
That's crazy.
And then Napster happened, and bam! The next year, it was like, well, I guess you just got a tour now. It was crazy.
Yeah.
And when Lars got angry about that, people were like, whatever, fuck Lars, Napster is cool. But the thing that people forgot is that the real victims of Napster were not Metallica.
Small bands.
It was Trans Am. That was the victim.
And
of
they
Napster.
needed a mouthpiece. So Lars was in the right to do that.
Lars was in the right, but he was the wrong mouthpiece because he's so rich and successful.
Yeah.
It made the
People didn't take it
made him look bad.
Yeah.
If independent bands, small independent bands, had made a coalition and complained, maybe it would have looked better.
Yeah. Definitely, I agree to that. For instance, Doyle from the Misfits stated in Summer or something like that he has to do VIP meetings for a living. He don't want to know the people, etc.
Yeah.
Because when he's on tour, he wants to be alone because it's stressful. However, which kind of person you are. But he also said
you
that
can charge money for that.
Yeah, and for living instance, because like what you said, Lars didn't that for Metallica for the first instance, did for small bands that they could live. That they don't have to tour because they got burnt out. Or for instance, Baroness, when the bus crash came, the guys before have to pay their insurance and hospital stuff like that. It's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, it's like I don't want to complain because we're very lucky, but there's a thing that happens when people love their job and would do it anyway. The economy realizes that and they take advantage of that. Like I saw a documentary about airline pilots. Airline pilots love to fly, and they actually, most of them really not make that much money.
Definitely not at first.
Yeah, and a lot of the pilots that work for Ryanair and EasyJet and the American versions of that, like they're sleeping in trailers in the parking lot of the hotel and stuff. Yeah. But they still do it because they want to fly. Yeah. And people take advantage of musicians because we want to play. So it's like, well, you're getting exposure. Yeah. Okay, great. I've been working my ass off, but it's cool. Like everybody else gets paid before the musician does. Yeah. Everybody in the bar gets paid, and then the musician gets paid last.
Yeah. It's crazy.
It's weird.
So guys, very important, go to concerts, buy merch, buy their records, because the money goes straight to the band. Very important.
That's the good thing about heavy music, has that community that shows up. Yeah. They love collecting, they love like vinyl like you're talking about. So it's like we're in a better position than most bands. Yeah.
It's a very loyal scene.
Definitely.
Which is great.
And I want to talk about the record titles because if I get it right, it's the last one which named after a color, like Billy Talent did with the first record. It's called number 1, the second number 2, the third number 3. Is that right?
Here's the thing: it's actually not named after a color. Gold is a metal, an element, and gray is no color. So that's why it's the segue to the next stage. It seems like it's colors, but it's not.
Interesting.
And purple actually is not, in the physics sense, a color. There's no purple wavelength. Purple is a color that your brain makes up from 2 different wavelengths.
Yeah, right. It's very interesting because I'm a graphic designer. Yeah. You learned that how you see colors.
There is no purple
wavelength.
wavelength.
Makes sense. That's crazy.
There's a yellow wavelength and a green wavelength and a red wavelength, but no purple wavelength.
In Germany we call it RGB. like television and or smartphones are. It's a color, the same display. Like you said, you cross that.
It's because of our three cones.
Yeah, cones.
Anyway, whatever. Sorry.
So there's something else.
Fucking metal rules.
There's something else I want to talk is about your record company. I don't know how close you are involved with that.
The two of us are not really involved in that.
Not really involved. That's John handles that.
Okay, but do we have maybe, if you compare it, like you said before, with the older brand to now, if you see something more from the business that you are somehow more involved or getting a little bit more money, something?
No, the thing. Well, we were not in the band when the band was in Relapse. Sure. The main difference that we see is that we kind of do whatever we want, and whatever decision we make, if it's maybe, for example, like expensive artwork or printing or whatever, it's our decision, and we're gonna have to deal with the consequences. That's the main difference, you know. And our management is awesome, and they can help John with all the decisions and the business stuff,
and help run that label services and all that kind of thing. Yeah, like that's what most bands need at this point, is just like somebody to like help with distribution, taking care of the printing, taking care of all these other
press and advertising and
all these things, like these services, you know.
Yeah.
And a lot of people otherwise, so many people, especially like smaller independent people, they just self-release, you know, because it's like the record industry is like struggling to make money, like we're talking about. So it's like, do I want to let these people make the small amount of money that I could make off of it, you know?
Yeah, I mean, you definitely save a certain percentage. I think the other thing that's changed is that back in the day, labels were also kind of like banks.
Yeah,
because making a record was really, really expensive in the past, and so they are the ones that advanced the money and paid for and advanced everything. So it was like they did everything, and part of it was kind of like financial services. Nowadays, I mean, we worked with a producer, but a lot of bands, everybody knows how to use Pro Tools now. Everybody knows. I mean,
it's installed on the MacBook. If you buy Mac products, it's GarageBand. It's simple, but you can record.
So it's much cheaper to make an album now, which is cool.
Sure. And we are nearly done with the interview. There's one question left because 2019 is nearly over. How does 2020 looks like for you?
More touring.
Besides touring, something else? Is an EP planned or maybe a live record?
We do record a lot of the shows, so we'll have a listen, see if we're any good.
So there's one question left because our magazine is called Moshpit Passion, and do you have an own Moshpit experience to tell, which is funny or silly or completely ridiculous?
I mean, you should tell yours, but mine is, I was very old. I was watching Urban Dance Squad in the early '90s,
and there was a mosh pit.
There was a mosh pit, and I got on stage and I jumped into the mosh pit, but as it was happening, the song ended as I got on stage, and the people just kind of like chilled out, and I kind of just fell on my back. It really sucked. So, but it's related. But your story is more recent.
Well, I really messed up my shoulder in a Creator mosh pit. Totally, I got hit by a dude and threw my shoulder out. But
which record cycle was that?
That was 2 years ago.
When they released Gods of Violence. It's a Korean record.
Yeah.
You went to a mosh pit, Creator?
Yeah, at a Bravala
I stayed out.
Because it was so tame. You know, and I really like mosh pits, honestly. Like, because my favorite band is Meshuggah, so my favorite mosh pit I've been in is St. Louis. I saw Meshuggah for the first time, and I was in the mosh pit for the full 2 hours. And me and one other guy were the only ones in there the whole time. And when they played Bleed, everybody got in, you know, and it got fucking crazy, you know. Definitely. And this other dude was like this really tall, like Native American dude, and him and I had been like rocking out the whole night, and I got like totally trampled, you know, like literally like 15 people fell on me, and I couldn't get up. I couldn't get up for like 20 seconds, and this guy was like threw people off and like came in for me and was just like pulled me out of this. I was like, yeah, man. He's like, I got you, dude. Like,
Yes. You saw Power Trip with me, right?
Oh yeah.
Power Trip, dude, their circle pits and mosh pits.
But it was really fun though.
Yeah.
It was very positive.
Yeah, that was
people were smiling.
Yeah.
You know, like
that was a great mosh pit.
The Meshuggah pit. I was like, this is kind of scary.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm gonna stay out.
I have definitely avoided Meshuggah mosh pits.
Yeah.
The St. Louis one was really cool. The festival ones, we played with them in Sacramento, and that was like, people were coming out of there like bleeding and like big dudes, like big construction working guys coming out of there just like totally bloodied, you know.
Crazy.
My other favorite one was when I was a skinny little teenager. I was at a Rancid concert at Warped Tour, and I was crowd surfing. And I landed on this big dude, and he got totally pissed, and he grabbed me by my balls and my face, and literally like threw me like into the air. I was
yeah, crazy. Do we have maybe a mosh pit experience from the band perspective where somebody was freaking out when you play Marching to the Sea or something like that?
We don't get that many mosh pits.
It's more like headbanging, singing, dancing.
It's more like really beautiful girls dancing.
Oh yeah.
That's what we get in our crowds.
Do you know the band Sun? Sun from Summerlove? Do you know their craziest mosh pit, what that was?
No.
Somebody was shitting in his pants, and he put the pants on the floor. And after the show was done, the band is coming on stage and packing everything. They were like, "What's that?" They look closer, and they're like, "It's a full shit pants." And somebody was shitting during the show.
Is that a mosh pit story?
Yeah, I mean, it was Toss.
That's a shit pit story.
Shit pit, sorry. I mean, it was Toss. He was like, that was a crazy thing. And I was like...
The next Baroness album is called Shit Pit Passion.
Shit Pit Passion. With all shit pit stories from Baroness. Guys.
I'm sorry I said that. Sorry, guys. It's not true. It's a joke.
But, guys, if you want to buy a record, to buy the new Baroness Gold and Grey, it's out since this summer. And follow them also on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and maybe we will hear some new live tunes next year. Keep an eye on it. Maybe. Thank you very much for watching. Subscribe also, Moshpit Passion. See you next time. Bye.
Woo!
Freunde, ich hoffe, euch hat das Interview gefallen. Damit ihr keine Videos verpasst, abonniert unseren Channel. Auf unserem Kanal findet ihr noch weitere interessante Interviews mit namhaften Bands. Schaut euch auch auf unserer Facebook-Seite herum, wo wir exklusiven Content wie interessante Beiträge, Konzertfotos oder Videos uploaden. Auf unserer Webseite www.moshpitpassion.de findet ihr CD-Reviews, Konzertfotos, Konzertberichte, Interviews und vieles mehr.